No, nothing's wrong with first class. I am just simply throwing the hood up, checking all of her fluids, making sure she's in tip-top shape. We're going to be fighting a pretty nasty wind all the way east. Right now, right here in Sioux City, where we are sitting, the wind is not blowing that bad. It does come up and it does blow gusts around, but when we were out in the open on Interstate 29, it was out of the southeast, and usually that'd be pushing you. In this case, it just kept on going like this with us. So when we start hitting straight east, she's going to get a little bit of a workout. All the reefers, at least a good chunk of them, are all sitting here humming away. It's way into the night, and we're sitting at 76 degrees right now. That's a pretty good sign that it's going to storm, because tomorrow is supposed to be a high of like 52. We have 42,000 pounds of beef brisket in the trailer. That sounds pretty delightful. We need to get out of Sioux City now, because that storm is coming in from the west. And the longer we're here, I see the lightning growing closer and closer. We're already going to have to drive in some pretty nasty wind, but that's just normal wind. I don't really want to drive in thunderstorm wind. I talked to Warden, I talked to Mom and Dad, and everybody's kind of buttoned down the hatches back home. So we shouldn't have any issues there. But they're calling for decent sized hail, high winds, and probably about 2 inches of rain. It all matters how fast that rain comes down, because they said it's supposed to start tonight and meander its way through tomorrow. So it could come down rather slow, which would be better for the ground because it would absorb it a little nicer. Holy SpongeBob SquarePants. You know it's windy if Kurt is passing a bull rack. He'd been fighting the wind for quite a while. We're up here on Highway 20 in Iowa, and it is brutal. That storm's right behind me. I think it might catch me on this, but I've really got to use the restroom, so we need to stop. We're going to stop at Sparky's and see if they possibly have an ice cream machine that's running at this time of night. That'd be super cool. If you missed our last video, Opie is not with us this week. He had a chiropractor appointment in the middle of the week, and it wouldn't have worked out good. Wow. Wouldn't have worked out good for him. So he stayed home with Mom and the kids. Sarah tells me that he's doing okay. He's only standing at the window, looking out the window for a little bit each night. But then he goes to his chair and he just hangs out. Yeah, you have a good evening, or morning, whichever one it is. I passed up on ice cream cones. I didn't even ask them if the machine was up and going. I seen they had mashed potatoes in the warmer, so I'm gonna have mashed potatoes. They're probably kind of old. It would be a really good day to be home. That wind has not gone down at all. It is blowing like crazy. We stopped and took a nap and then proceeded on and that wind just will not go down. Right now, we're over in eastern Iowa, by Tipton, Iowa, and severe thunderstorm supposed to be rolling through here any minute. I don't know. Back home they got tornadoes. Well, I'm sorry. Back home to the west and to the south they have tornadoes. We do not have tornadoes yet back home, but I seen Sioux City, Lamar's, and a couple other counties over in that area have tornado warnings going on right now. So I made contact with the family, see where they're at, see how things are going. They made it through last night's storms. The thunderstorms, they freak Opie out, and he's home. And usually when a thunderstorm hits, I will go out in the living room, lay on the couch, turn the TV on, turn a couple lights on, and anything kind of distracts him. Warden didn't do that. So what she got instead was Opie jumping up in bed with her and laying on her. He needed, basically most people get dogs to help them with anxiety, you know, those emotional support pups. Opie needs an emotional support animal for himself. But he just laid on Sarah half the night, I guess. But right now, I don't know. I'm nervous. I am. I just got off the phone with Farmer Dan, and he was just talking about it a little bit back home. I don't really worry about me out here. The wind is not pleasant. I mean, we're looking at 50-mile-an-hour gusts, but we have 45,000 pounds in the box. So, I mean, it's blowing us, but it's not blowing us over. It's just kind of making us lean pretty good. And I mean, if it hails, it hails out here. I mean, it takes some pretty big hail to hurt first class, but I'm not saying it couldn't be done. I don't know where to look. Am I looking at you? Am I looking at me? Am I looking at them? We've been here an hour. Oh yeah, we're in Walcott, Iowa. We're just a few miles past where we got fuel. I want to get the oil changed. Yes, I know. Do it at home, Kurt. I have a busy weekend coming up. I do not have time. So we're just gonna get the oil changed here. All they do is drop the oil filter, put a couple gallons of Lucas in, the rest of the oil back in, not back in, don't put the used oil back in, don't do that. Put the oil back in with the new filter, then I pull out. Who knows, maybe the truck ahead of me is getting an engine rebuilt. You never know. It's just a time game. It's an unfortunate time game, or it's a fortunate time game because, well, all those storms are pushing through, and once we get through here, we start angling to the south, then meander our way back to the east, and hopefully the wind will go down behind the storms. I heard from back home, it is storming, but no tornadoes around my neck of the woods. 50 miles away from my house, there's a couple of them on the ground, I guess. So that is a plus. Have you guys ever been in there? The Iowa 80 Trucking Museum? It is really cool. I think I actually have a video out there somewhere talking about it.
Radio check, please.
Or I think me and Troy went.
Copy, thank you, sir.
Pretty sure there's a video out there. That didn't take too long. It took longer to wait. It took 2 hours from the minute we pulled in to the minute we left. And because I waited an hour, he actually took 1 gallon off of my Lucas, because I always get 2 gallons of Lucas. So that was pretty cool. Some of you often ask, how much does it cost when I get things done? And I will tell you when I stop and put glasses on. $338 is what it cost. It's not cheap, but it's not crazy. It's expensive. Because I mean, you just go in there, you just get the oil and oil filter. I do all the lubing, the fuel filters, all that kind of stuff. And I can do the oil at home too, but sometimes it's just more convenient. But sometimes you have to pay for that more convenient too. We're at Iowa 80, the largest truck stop in America. Actually, I think they say the world. The largest truck stop, world's largest truck stop. That's what it says. That's where we're at right here. We're gonna run over here to Blimpies and get a sub. I don't know if we're gonna beat that storm or not. I'm not really in a big hurry, although I kind of wouldn't mind getting ahead of it. And I don't know if I'm gonna get ahead of it. The camera really doesn't pick it up. Got some boomers, got some lightning. We could just ride it out here. It'd be better than running into it on the highway. On that same note though, if I get out of here within the next 30 minutes, I should be ahead of it and not have to worry about it. We can get out of here within the next 30 minutes. Let's try that. But on that same note, if I stayed here, we could title the video, Riding Out Severe Storms at the World's Largest Truck Stop. No, I do not make changes just because of a video. Actually, yeah, I do. Some. I do. I'll admit to it. Oh, I feel I may have goofed up. I parked too far away. I didn't think it'd start raining this soon. You guys want to see a funny sight? Just look at a 300-pound man run across this parking lot. We're gonna get moist. It's not a graceful run either. It's like one of those runs to where all your fat is kind of flopping up and down. And you're like, holy smokes, I have some rolls and they're bouncing right now. I think I missed my window. My phone just went crazy. It said, take shelter, take shelter. There's a tornado spotted such and such amount of time, a distance from you, and tornado warning. Let's write it out here.
Shows that it just passed by us. Oh, good deal. It means we do fly away, boys. Damn.
Alright, we have a small window. If we do not take advantage of the small window when we pull out of here, we're going to be stuck here for a while, and I don't want to be stuck here for a while, so we're going to try to tackle that small window.
Here comes the rain again, boys.
Alright, this is the one gap we had, and I think my gap is closing in on us. We just got to get through this kind of stuff a little bit further, and then we'll be out of the tornadic stuff, the tornado stuff. We're being rained, but it shouldn't be full of the tornadoes. We just got to get through this right here. That was pretty cool. I just got off a conversation with Troy. We've been talking pickups. It's about time for him to probably upgrade, get a different pickup. His is my old flatbed. The kids have been driving it for the past 4 years probably, and I kind of want it back. And I'd kind of like to get him into a pickup that doesn't get 8 miles a gallon. That would probably help him out quite a bit. But I like getting those phone calls like that. We're pulled over on an off ramp right before we get to the 2-lane portion of the video, when we're heading over to Interstate 65 from Interstate 74 here in Indiana. Trip is going good. I hope you guys can hear me okay. That poor reefer back there, the refrigerated trailer, the engine on the front of it, that poor thing, I'm feeling sorry for it. I know they put the product in here that it wasn't frozen, and they want it frozen, so they bumped that temperature all the way down to -10, and that thing has just been screaming. It's been screaming the entire time we've had it behind the truck. And if you guys haven't gathered it yet, earlier when I told you I took a nap, I actually took a full-blooded 10-hour break. I didn't just take a nap, I took an entire break. Just needed to catch up on some sleep, do a little restart, get my blood pumping. We had the time, so it was worth doing it there. That reefer, it's been running the entire time, and it's been screaming. Every once in a while, it will shut off, but it's very limited and a very low amount of time. If you're new to the channel, we are going to come in here, we're going to drop this loaded trailer off, and we are going to pick up an empty trailer, and you're going to love the reload. We're not going to talk about that until the next video, but the reload is epic. Way epic. At least I'm super excited, kind of epic. And yes, we need to find a spot in all that row right there for an empty one. Which side should we take? Here. Let's go down this side. We need to find a row in that empty side. We need to find a hole over here somewhere. It's not looking promising. We did not find a hole in that row. We're gonna put it in this row. This is not looking promising. All this talk about that epic reload, and this could screw up my epic reload. finding an empty trailer. We're gonna do one more dive around and see what we find. Found one. It was conveniently located like 5 trailers down from where I dropped off that loaded trailer. So that's always a plus. There you go. Now we can slide those tandems. When we were hauling in our loaded trailer and that reefer was running non-stop, it was reminding me of the ice cream days. I used to haul a lot of ice cream. I feel that pretty sure I was YouTubing when we were hauling ice cream. It's been a solid minute since I've hauled a load. Yeah, we were YouTubing when I used to go down to Atlanta with those ice cream loads, didn't I? What was it, was it Brundage, Atlanta? No. Brundage, Alabama. That's not where I took the ice cream. I took them somewhere in Atlanta, I think. But I haven't hauled ice cream in well over a year now. Was I saying Atlanta? I hauled ice cream somewhere in Atlanta? Or was I saying Georgia? I was supposed to be saying Georgia. If I was saying Atlanta, I meant to be saying Georgia. I was going somewhere in Georgia. I could have been saying Georgia. If I was saying Georgia, then you're not seeing this. But if I was saying Atlanta, then you're seeing this. We're all checked out at the guard shack, crystal clear. I'm not too sure if this Epic Reload is refrigerated or not, so I'm gonna leave the reefer off while I try to get some sleep. It's one of those loud reefers. I don't want to run it unless I have to. That's all I got for you guys today. That's it. That is way it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. I do feel it's going places. It might actually go somewhere, I think. Possibly. You guys stay safe, and as always, I'll see you next time.